And no, this is not how it ends. It has kind of a different ending. But I would like to begin with what DR actually stands for. DR, or driver rating, indicates what's your performance in online lobbies. You start with E and you can climb all the way up to A+. Usually B is where most of the drivers are located. I think about 50% of the people or drivers in online multiplayers are B rated or A rated. It really depends on the region, but to reach A+, it really takes a lot of practice and a lot of skill. You usually start up with 50,000 DR points and you can climb all the way up to 100,000 DR points. So the higher you go, the more difficult it becomes to actually achieve a little bit more performance. So if you get up to 75, you will most likely have to beat the guys that are 78 or 80,000 DR points, and there's actually not a lot of people out there who actually have that rating. So it's going to be difficult to even find these people. And if you want to go a step further, you are most likely going to be ending up in top splits. And that is exactly where this video is going to continue. So this exactly is the top split of the Nations Cup race at Le Mans, and I actually won the race. So this was, I think this was like a month ago, and it was kind of an achievement in my overall, let's say, Gran Turismo career. Not exactly sure how to call it, but still. Next on was Valerio Gallo. He was actually racing against me in this lobby, and it's daily race C. So I even made a video about it. If you want to have a little look, you can go down in the description. Then again, we will move on to the next race, which was just about last week at Catalonia, where I made this wonderful pass. It was kind of assisted by the guys in front of me. So this is actually what it takes and what kind of lobbies do you need to get in to actually achieve something better. So if you're at a 50,000 DR points, you will most likely start to get familiar with the tracks. You're already a very, very good driver, but to really achieve that extra, to push yourself up to 80, 90,000 DR points, it really takes a lot of skill. And you can probably tell in this lobby. So this was Daily Race C this week, and this is how it all started. Or actually, this is how my Monday started. So Lewis got a penalty. I was in a Mazda RX Vision, and I just realized that I was actually pretty quick on the circuit. And by the time that we finished, or we got to the end, I won the race. But then it was time for race number 2. And I just want to stop here just for a little bit so you can see the names. So these guys, or most of these guys, are qualified or did World Tour events. On this occasion, they are most likely using their alternate accounts because they're from different regions, and if you want to race in Europe, amongst the best guys in the world, just to say, you need to have an European account. So if you have a US account, you cannot really drive against European drivers, you're just restricted. So you can just create another account, and basically you can start racing with pretty much anyone around the world. So if you create a Japanese account, you can go with Japanese servers. If you create a European one, you can go to Europe, so on, so on. So basically, I was again behind Lewis, and he was extremely quick, but somehow after 5 laps I was kind of getting a little bit closer, and then this section was very good for Mazda, and I have to highly appreciate the setup that I used. It's also going to be pointed out down in the description if you want to use it. And Lewis was struggling here, but I knew that he had such a great straight line speed that it was almost impossible for me to move or even go for a move on the straight. But something, you know, very good for my race happened here. He went into the pits. I wanted to stay out. I used the slipstream. I pushed myself a little bit, let's say a little bit faster over the finish line. And when I ended up my mandatory pit stop, I was still in front. So he actually lost a bit of time in the traffic. And I think even in this race, he changed the tires. So that made him lose about 5 seconds, which he couldn't get back. So it was about 1 second of difference in the end. Again, we are mostly fighting against the guys that are in the top 10. And then it was time for race number 3. Again, we got very similar field, some of the best guys in the world. Again, Wind is behind, Turismo is in front, Turismo in the RCZ, which is not exactly great, even on the straight and on tires. So I knew that if I can stay behind him, I got a pretty decent chance of winning this race and kind of pushing myself. I'm not gonna say exactly where, but we're moving on. We're going into the lead after lap number 1, and this is exactly what I wanted to do. I just wanted to get up there, maintain my pace, not have too many distractions, and eventually win the race. So It was 11 laps, it wasn't easy with tires going off, it definitely wasn't the thing that it's kind of easy to do. It was difficult, let's be honest. And even with the setup and these tires, it's not exactly as easy as you might think. And it definitely wasn't easy. I got Maxime behind, who is once again an extremely fast driver, and I was just 1.5 seconds in front of him. And this time that I made 18:22.611 was just about 4 thousandths of a second slower than my previous one. And as you can see, as you can probably tell, if you're A+ rated, it's a glitch in the game. Your rating is going down, but it's actually not going down. Then I went to check my page, and all of a sudden my bar was empty. That meant only one thing. We found the glitch in the system, and this means that finally I was able to get 100,000 DR points. It's quite strange. I was expecting like an achievement, but instead of that we kind of emptied the bar. We caused the game to glitch. And yes, I even made a couple of videos with top splits. Okay, I usually drive in top splits, but I made a video with the world champion, and you can have a look at it down in the description or at the end of this video. And as you can probably tell, I was really surprised about the 100,000 DR points. And once again, I would like to thank all of you that are watching my videos, and you're actually making this channel, you know, be what it's supposed to be. So guys, thank you very much for once again watching this video, and thank you very much for all of your support on the way here. So guys, once again, thank you very much, and have a good day. See ya. Bye.